All right, you guys, so the savior ending for Piggy Book 2 Chapter 10 was amazing. So what I'm going to be doing in today's video is I'm going to be breaking everything down you need to know about the Insolence boss very briefly, and I'm going to talk to you guys about this appearance from Bunny. We also got an appearance from two other characters, which turns out to be none other than Zizzy and Doggy. Now, before I actually roll into this, I do want to say that this video will contain spoilers. So someone actually says, are you sure about that? And wait a second, I am going to pause it here because again, this contains spoilers, guys. So if you have not already caught up on it, make sure to do so. I'll give you some time to go ahead and watch the chapter if you want to click away and catch up on it before seeing this, because this is going to be very detailed and quite good. But if you do enjoy today's video, remember to leave a like on it and feel free to subscribe for more. And if you want to show that further support to me, you can always use star code BIGP2 when purchasing Robux or premium. So hopefully you have all caught up and you are ready, because I'm going to continue this and I'm going to break down a little bit of this ending and just kind of share my first thoughts and opinions on the ending. So you get approached by a character. It turns out that this character is what appears to be the Insolence boss. Now I'm going to pause it here and I want to take a look at the appearance of this Insolence boss, because the whole time we were thinking like it was Mr. Stitchy. Well, let's just say that Mr. Stitchy has nothing on this character. This character reminds me of like Scarecrow from Batman. Now, one thing I will say is that we do see some things from this actual Insolence boss related to certain other characters. So for an example, the hat represents somewhat of Mr. P or Mrs. P. We also have the flower on the hat, which is an also black flower with like an orange inside, which also would represent like Mr. P. Mrs. P, we also have the eye of insolence. We have the smile, which I definitely think that reference smile for him is possibly this boss here. This Insolence boss is the one that you have to smile for, basically. We also have the bow tie. We have the purple suit as well. Mr. P wears also a purple suit. We also have the Mr. Stitchy eye, it looks like, and it looks like something maybe happened to the face of this. They are covering their identity, so I will get into more detail about that, but that's a brief overview. Now, this character is also quite tall, looks very different, and you ask, what are you? And then, you know, this Insolence boss goes and tell me you don't recognize this. And you say, yeah, you recognize the school, the sewers, but how did you? And he goes like, how about this? And then we know this because from the plant. So he says, we are in your memories, whoever you are. It's not the first time you've been here. Now, I think this is an important part to pause. Why? Because this is important, because when we think about the characters that we saw in chapter 12, ladies and gentlemen, those characters were Bunny and Doggy, which could signify that they are alive. We didn't actually see them dead. We were actually in a memory. So it could be that Bunny and Doggy are alive somewhere, but we just don't know. Maybe all these characters are alive in this place. But we do get into more detail about how characters actually get into this sort of realm thing here, which I think it's important to take into key note. So just to wrap that up, if you're thinking about Bunny and Doggy, now you say at the plant you did that, why? And then the Insolence boss goes on to say, the memories, the hallucinations, the whispers. You see, I've been fascinated by you for quite a while. You're unique. Now the interesting thing about this is that this would technically mean that this Insolence boss or creature, whoever this is, if you guys have any name suggestions, comment down below, has been actually keeping an eye on us since the infection, because we started seeing hallucinations literally in chapter 5, or was it chapter 5? Well, whichever the hospital was. So that's when we actually start seeing, no, it's actually going to be chapter 6, the hospital. So that's when we actually started seeing hallucinations in book 1. So this character has been around a while, lingering in the background, which will also tie into later when we meet Pony, but I'll get into more detail about that later. But this person obviously thinks we are unique, and a little bit more unique than the others. So let's go ahead and continue on. So after we finish that, you know, you say, you're calling me unique? Have you seen yourself? Besides, I'm just an ordinary person in this messed up world. And he goes on and tries to really get to us, saying, incorrect, you're extraordinary and not like the others. You're supposed to be infected. You were attacked at the Piggy residence. But you're not. You're alive. And then we go on to say, so what? What do you want from me? And this is how the insolence boss gets to you. Don't you see? You're immune to the infection. You have much potential to do things beyond your own understanding. So I think this is also an important point to actually pause there as well, because this means that whoever this is, being fascinated by certain people and getting them to come into this realm and possibly using that as a way to get them to be under his control. So I do think certain characters now, so when we think about some of the characters that were controlled by the insolence, these were characters that were in a weak state of mind. So characters like Kowali, who also had the insolence eye. Possible characters like Alphys. We have characters like Marcus. They were in a weak set of mind, and this person here has managed to actually bribe them and to bring them in here and pretty much take control over them. So that's a very key point here to also notice, that this is the person behind everything pulling the strings. Now, he goes on to say, I can help you see your friends again. And this is how he gets you. No, I don't trust you. For all I know, you're just in my head too. So this is how this insolence boss gets you. Are you rejecting my offer? He offers you this to see your friends and takes control over you. I'm never going to fall for any tricks you do or have up your sleeve. So be it. They're always stubborn at first. Then when they have no one left, they come right back to me. Now, this is also very key, so I do want to pause it here one more time, because this is also a very key line here. So who could he be talking about in this? Think about any character. So, they're always stubborn at first. Then when they have no one left, they come right back to me. Who else do you guys think was also stubborn? And then, they have nobody left and they came right back. I mean, I feel like Tigry as well will be one of those characters that would get wrapped into this, because we do get into detail about how Pony almost gets wrapped into this, but I think definitely Tigry is going to be a character that is going to get spent into this. So very interesting point there. Also, he goes on to say, I have but one thing to leave you with. Stay out of my business. If you continue to follow your current path, you will live to regret it. And then you go, leave me alone. And there we have it. You're in front of Pony, and we're getting close. I don't want to spoil the whole entire ending, but this was such a key part in the Savior ending. So Willow said a very, very funny line, and Pony now says that, let me guess, you've seen him too, haven't you? So that means that Pony has seen them, and Pony also explains why Pony has been seeing them. So Pony goes on to say, I don't know. All I know is that he's been messing with my head ever since my mind went weak. And his fashion sense is just strange as himself. Judging by how he's been more and more direct with us, I think it's safe to say he doesn't like what we're doing, which is going to look for the cure, because if we are, this is going to lower the chances that he has people to kind of gather in his world, because they will be cured. And Pony says, after I did certain things in TSP, my mind shrouded with guilt. He used that as an opportunity to get in my head. He offered me the ability to see my family again. That's how he tries to control you and use you for his own resources with his wicked bribes. So there we go, guys. I'm going to end it there. So it turns out that this insolence boss is very, very tricky. Lots of tricks up his sleeve, and definitely a person not to be trusted. Now, the fact that these eyes are appearing every single time around Tigry makes things very, very interesting. And Pony also knows about this character too, but in the next chapter we will find out what Pony did. Pony did something very terrible with TSP, but I definitely wanted to break down this insolence boss. I want you guys to also comment down below some predictions, some theories on this, as I'm going to be covering a lot of videos on this chapter, as it was incredible. But thank you all so much for tuning in. What do you guys think of this insolent boss, this creature, or whoever this mystery person is? I look forward to hearing your predictions, but if you do enjoy, feel free to leave a like and share it, and also feel free to subscribe for more if you're new. And if you want to show your further support, you can always use star code BIGB2 when purchasing Robux or Premium. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!